Right.
I would say China woman, but they killed them all.
We have a new update from Project Veritas.
More like Project Veritas. Ass.
Sorry. I hope you get the virus.
The AIDS virus.
I'm telling you, guillotine the rest. I'm ready to start tearing bricks up. I'm going to learn how to shoot and go.
Yeah, because you look like someone that's into masonry.
Train. I'm ready for revolution. What Bernie did was he inspired.
What is Seth
people.
Rollins' problem?
He's really mad. He's not
So
getting a
fuck
push
Becky
anymore.
Lynch. She's like, he's doing good. What's his issue?
Push anymore. Tag team champ now.
He created a movement that started to flood Washington.
Like, free speech has repercussions.
So if Trump gets reelected, what?
Yeah, you know what else has repercussions, Kyle? Fucking DUI and drug possession. All right.
He's burned.
I think it's also fair to point out that when we were in Moscow, for example, people here also were extremely impressed by their public transportation system.
That's worth giving up all your freedom for.
Yeah, it's great. The trains are on time. You know who else trains are on time?
The Soviet Union was not horrible. I always said, I'm a communist. I'll straight up get armed. Leave it to the Soviets to make the most badass, most effective gun in the world.
The Cult 1911?
No, poverty.
The destroyer of imperialism and colonization.
Well, at least
he wanted to say colonialism.
He's right about something. The AK-47.
It is a bitchin' gun.
Don't worry, Andrew Cuomo. I know we're in New York State. This is a replica. The AK-47 was developed by Mikhail Kalashnikov in 1947 and is the most ubiquitous rifle in the world.
It is arguably
wonder.
one of the best guns
It
ever
is a
made.
cool gun, but AR people get really mad when you say that.
Yeah, but again, an AR, fine. But you're talking about a gun that was designed so goddamn long ago. And I've heard stories of dudes that were able to... The reason terrorists use them, by the way, it's not like they're still being supplied with them all the time. They find these things dug up. They get handed down. I mean, they've still got the OG Mujahideen AK-47s. And when they get jammed, you fucking soak a shoestring with motor oil, and you could just run it through the barrel and the mechanisms and load it, and it will fucking still shoot people.
I thought it was because it looked cool in the back of Toyota pickup trucks.
Since it has 100%.
But it is. It's Toyota pickup trucks and AKs.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, they just live forever in the Middle East, and they're like, yeah, you just switch out the alternator, and that fucking thing will fire right back up. Yeah, I got you some AKs. Now let's go get murdered, boys. And then they roll off and get blown away by fucking drones that were built last year by Northrop Grumman.
A lot of people are saying they're nice guns, but they do jam a lot.
I'm not saying, that it's the gun. I'm just saying, historically speaking, people are still using ones from the 70s and shit. They still work.
Long shelf life.
Probability at even 100 meters. Our next Soviet sympathizer from the Sanders campaign is South Carolina field organizer Martin
Andy Dworsky.
Andy Dworsky combined with Dusty Bogan.
Yeah, Andy Bogan.
Weissgerber. If you were shocked by our expose on Sanders staffer Kyle Urich's affinity for the Soviet gulags, hold on, because this guy's got him beat. Weissgerber even suggests dissolving our democracy might be a good start for a Sanders dictatorship.
You know what? Perfectly fine. That's fine. You're not surviving it, though. All the people that want to dissolve the democracy would never survive outside of it.
I'll out-survive this guy, and I ain't surviving it. So, you know what I mean? Like, when you see people that you would actually outlast, and you ain't going to last, you're doing them a favor by going, hey, bud,
Hey, look at Martin's full name.
Yeah, well,
So, do we just dissolve the Senate?
He's such a communist, he had to have two Jewish last names mushed together.
I love that he thinks that Bernie no-ball Sanders. I love that he thinks that I'm going to apologize for everything I've ever done. Sanders is going to dissolve things. Are you fucking kidding me? Bernie couldn't dissolve an Alka-Seltzer in water. He's going to fucking dissolve the government.
Yeah, he can't even, seriously, he can't even fight back.
Yeah.
He's being bullied.
All right, you're right. I was wrong. You're right. I was wrong. I was wrong, and I apologize.
Dissolve the Senate, House of Representatives, the judicial branch, and have somebody like Bernie Sanders and a cabinet of people make all the decisions for the climate. I mean, I'm serious.
Yeah, the executive.
We can't address the immediacy of the climate change occurring. Gridlock.
This is what they're running on, huh?
Do you understand that I would rather have the entire Earth burn to a crisp than ever allow you to have a say in this?
But this is really what they keep running on, huh?
Yes.
It's climate change. We've gotten to that. Like, that is the weakest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Weissgerber laughs about sending the rich to the guillotine, getting armed, and starting a revolution. Words that sound more...
Here's the problem.
Martin, a lot of your... if you're going to start dragging people to the guillotines for being rich, I feel like you're going to see a lot of familiar faces on that line.
As a matter of fact, Martin, that's kind of anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, dude, if you're gonna hurl anti-Semitic comments, like
Not on this show.
we need to fucking decapitate rich people. What's next? Members of the media, bankers, dude, stop that.
Lawyers,
It's disgusting, right?
doctors.
Gross.
It's disgusting, really. And all these people that want to guillotine the rich, who's going to build it? Because none of you motherfuckers are carpenters. Who's building it for you? You're going to buy it at the swap shop?
And then they have to hire a carpenter who probably has a MAGA hat on.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'll come by. I got like 3 guys. It'll take us about a day. God damn,
More
I
like
gotta
they
pay
were
this guy
from the
money.
pages of Mao's Red Book than from a Democratic presidential campaign staffer.
Knock on wood. If Bernie was to lose, I would like to see yellow vest protests like here, stateside.
I'm already on Twitter.
Do you think that the yellow vest protest on this side? Do you know what the yellow vest protest started as in France? It wasn't about commie bullshit, you fucking moron.
They were taxed.
It was not this. It's quite the opposite. It was taxes being too high. And then other people took it over, obviously. Then it's splinter groups or whatever. But it wasn't because of this.
There's
Are we going to acknowledge Ugly Girl next to him, or are we just going to pretend she's not there?
There's only, well, yeah. I mean, for him, she's all right.
Assuming they're dating, they're not even. They're probably just both campaign staffers.
But you know, the yellow vest thing, and even the American Revolution, it's just proof that the only thing that you can start a revolution with is when the tax to received services
upside down
fucking start reaching a certain critical mass, and then people. That's the only thing you'll ever get people out in the streets for. That, or we can all agree, alien invaders. If there were alien invaders,
of course, alien invasion.
But outside of alien invaders, there's no. It's just okay. You know what? No, I'm not paying you that extra 2%. No. There's less garbage collection. No, there's fucking traffic cameras. No. You just get to a point where you just snap, and then people start throwing your tea in the ocean. That's just what happens.
Following numerous groups around the country that are.
He thinks people are going to take to the streets and kill people so they can get taxed more.
Yes.
And receive less good health care.
Yes.
Fuck, man.
Yellow vest protest.
I mean, I'm ready.
Let me know.
I'm ready to start tearing bricks up and start fighting.
Good.
I'm no cap, bro. I'll straight up get arms. I want to learn how to shoot.
When are you going to do all this?
I'm going to. This is the best part. I will straight up get armed, and so he's not armed yet. He wants to learn how to shoot, doesn't know to shoot, and go train. Here's the problem, sir. The people that you're going to be fighting against are already armed. They already know how to shoot, and they're already trained. Like, you're already, like, these grandiose dreams that you have, you're already behind the fucking bullet, literally behind the bullet, right?
Can I just say what he and Kyle both sound like? I think this will be dead on as far as, like, who they remind me of. AJ Soprano.
I like that. Yeah.
Just living in your comfy dad's house going, I'll bust a Capitol. Or Jackie Jr. from The Sopranos. Just grew up fucking totally privileged, totally fine, and they're in their late teens, and they're like, I'll get a gun right now and train. I'm gonna start a revolution. Like, you're not doing shit, you lazy fuck. You're gonna get up tomorrow, and you're gonna go to the Kroger, and you're gonna get your soy milk and stuff, and you're gonna go home, and you're not gonna do anything. You're gonna eat your microwave dinner, and you're gonna watch your anime. You're not gonna do a but it's cool to go out and drink beers and go, man, I'll fucking just anything, and it's like, come on, man, stop.
All right, let's go back to Scott Evil.
Exactly. No, that's a good example, Scott Evil.
I'm ready for the
No, I take it back. Scott Evil already owned a piece
got
and had it
right.
under his
You're
bed.
right. Fair enough.
I'm telling you. Good stuff. Guillotine the rich. Hell yeah.
This guy's gonna be in a rundown hotel room like Walter White was, buying that gun and trying to learn how to cross draw his revolver. Remember that?
Just drops it immediately.
And fucking drops it.
The guillotine's very humane too. Yeah, it's humane. It's humane.
It's more humane than the cool.
No, I mean that's debatable. Like, I'm of the belief that, I've read a little bit about the gulags. I think they're blown a little bit out of proportion. They were mostly for re-education. I don't know. What?
Montana's like, she hears this spiel from me all the time.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I thought you guys were like, no way.
His girlfriend's name is Montana.
Yeah. But I think they were more for education. I think they're more for education.
Gulags are founded as re-education camps.
Right. What?
Right. And so are the concentration camps. Like, you can name things whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Royce, this is different because they're on the right side of history.
It's not an electric chair. It's a super fun time buzzy chair.
You're a Nazi, so you're on the wrong side.
Wrong side of history. You're right.
They're allowed to put people in camps and then kill them if they don't cooperate. But they're on the right side of history. Does that help you understand?
Remember after World War II when Patton was like, we already have our shit here. Let's take care of Russia. You remember that? We should have listened to him. Let's take care of Patton. Patton was a little fuck crazy, but he was like, hey, we got him. Let's go to. We're already here.
We'll start in Alaska.
Let's
move west.
do it. Let's go. Let's do it.
I mean, we have a joke that people we don't like, we say, send them to the gulag.
Right, and you know what we do with people we don't like? Because, well, not we, but certain people. So almost not going to pull myself in this. What do we say? What do other people say?
They used to have kind of an object, kind of a thing that people would say you could toss people into if they were out of. I'm not going to say it.
Of course, don't.
But he's saying a thing, and I'm telling you that the right wing had a very, very similar joke about people they disagreed with, except you can say whatever you want on Twitter and get your little blue check mark and fucking, you get these fucking celebrities to come to you stupid things. But if the other guys make the same joke, no, it's unacceptable.
What will help is when we send all the Republicans to the re-education. Can you imagine?
Nobody with a man bun's ever going to start a revolution.
Mitch McConnell.
Oh God, he wouldn't survive a day.
Lindsey Graham.
Are you I'm sorry. Is he making fun of Lindsey Graham and being gay? Did he do the wrist thing? Did you see that? Look.
Imagine Mitch McConnell.
Oh God, he wouldn't survive a day.
Lindsey Graham.
Ooh, that's very homophobic.
Hey, that's homophobic, man.
That's very homophobic.
You know
that kind of honestly, that kind of attitude has no place in Bernie's campaign.
Let me tell you something. If Lindsey Graham heard you say that, he'd suck your dick so hard. Show you how gay he is.
I feel like Lindsey Graham is a tough old queen from the South. He'd probably punch this kid in the stomach, and the kid would be like, "Oh!" And while he was bent over, unzip and be like, "And now you're gonna suck my dick out of respect."
I only learned this in college when I started studying the Soviet Union.
By the way, somebody in the chat did say like, "Oh, send him to the camps, right?" LMAO jokes, right? I mean, to an extent, yeah. I mean, there is time where you, like, if you're running a field campaign and you get caught on tape, then yeah, obviously you're fucked. But I don't like. Of course, we've all made jokes before you see somebody and you're like, "Oh my God, just send that one on a fucking camp." Like, it's not like you're saying it like, "Oh, you're not going, we really need camps though, right?" Like, it's not like, it's like, remember the scene, It's Always Sunny? He really does have gorgeous hands though. Nobody actually gets to the end and goes, "Yeah, no, I know, but we all build into camps though, right?" You're like, was it just a joke? Because this person was annoying me for a second, temporarily.
I only learned this in college when I started studying the Soviet Union.
You didn't learn about them at all in high
how
school?
would you say he is now? 25, 26?
23 maybe, yeah.
So he just got out of college. Maybe still in. Now, you know what? This guy's probably changed his major a few times. He's still in college.
He got through all of high school without hearing about the Soviet Union.
Yeah, no, he didn't know what it was. He was too busy.
Playing hacky sack?
Who's going to play the first three notes to Wonderwall at every party, Mike? You're not going to do it. This man
Playing
has to do
hacky
it.
sack and asking people if they got an extra cigarette.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, great. Picking up half-smoked butts from the ground. Yeah. Who's gonna do that? You gonna do that?
I really started studying like international economics when I was living in my van. Like, wait, what? I was playing a lot of guitar and doing a lot of fucking shrooms back then, man.
Jules says he's a real Soviet scholar, a real Kremlinologist.
I mean, say what you want. I mean, I'd rather, when it comes to like an economics, I'd rather even turn a fucking thick eyebrowed, fucking small hat, Ben Shapiro looking guy in. At least they can tell you the deal. But when these guys start just talking about, yeah, man, it's like I read a book one time. It's a pretty thin one. I finished it in like basically like 2 shits. But it was all about macroeconomics and how you can actually have communism in a country as large as the U.S. And you're like, and you read it in 2 shits. And you just decided to start handing out Bernie bumper stickers.
I was too busy studying thugonomics in high school, so I don't know what you want from me.
And that's, you know, honestly why a lot of times if you're watching a show, you can't see him.
Yep, I'm not even here.
The Soviet Union was not horrible.
No, it's a fucking utopia, bro.
Relative,
It was awesome.
relative to what? Because that is not even an untrue statement. If you think about some other place, like communist China is probably was worse.
Under
than
Pol
some-
Pot, it was probably worse.
Yeah,
yes.
like Cambodia, the Khmer Rouge. Look, I'm sure you could probably find a couple guys that it probably was worse to live under. But come on.
It's up there. If you're making a top 10 list, it's going to be a top 5. I would even say.
If you're a soul and you're getting to pick, okay, where are you going to land on Earth? You can land in Soviet Russia towards the end there, or you could land in England during the bubonic plague, or like mid France. You'd be like, okay, wait a minute now. You're giving me a choice here. Technically, plague time was worse, but he leaves out things like, no, it wasn't that bad. If you have to say it wasn't that bad, you're not selling me on rebuilding our entire country structure on their system.
It wasn't. I mean, for women's rights, the Soviet Union is, I think, the most progressive place to date.
They die just as much as the men do of starvation, of being
So they're equal?
overworked,
So they're equal?
of being beaten and tortured. I mean, women are beaten and tortured at the same exact percentage as men, and I think that's super progressive.
Rights too. Yeah.
Bellomore Canal
Dude,
was
Chernobyl, let me tell you something. That killed so many chicks just as well as dudes, man. And I feel like that's so progressive of them.
constructed by 126,000 Gulag inmates from 1931 to 1933. It's estimated that up to 25,000 people died while building the 141-mile-long canal.
The first gulag that was opened, have you heard about the Bellomore Canal? No. They dug a canal. The plan was in 1922, I think, to dig a canal from the White Sea all the way to St. Petersburg.
Florida? That's going to be pretty far.
They're still working on it, Royce.
All right, that's going to take a while.
A long way.
That's why they took that little piece of Ukraine. They're working
Got
on
it.
it.
Yeah, they're getting there.
Up on the map.
Russia's big, yeah.
Right, yeah. And the whole point of it was going to be called the Bellomore Canal. And this, I spent a whole semester actually studying for primary accounts from the Bellomore Canal. The whole point of the
I spent a whole semester. Hey, parents that are listening to this, there's a lot of parents listening to this. Parents that are listening to this, do you still think fucking sending your kids to college is a great idea? Look, and I'm not saying for certain, like, doctors I get and stuff like that. There's certain, like, lawyers you have to go to college. But this guy is neither a doctor nor a lawyer. All college did to this dude was reinforce these shitty ideas that are in his head. Reinforce that the Soviet Union, actually the Soviet Union was pretty cool, bro.
Bellomore Canal, there were no machines allowed. They forced the people to dig.
Not many people know that's why Daft Punk left. They wouldn't be there.
So slaves.
Slaves.
With shovels and hay, the whole canal, right? And you should see the people writing about their time at the Bellomore Canal. There's this one guy, he was a thief from Georgia.
Probably Atlanta.
Who had been captured, and he was sent to the Bellomore Canal to work. And in his writing, he's like, I reject all thievery, I reject that.
Yeah, because he was
past
being
life."
tortured and used as a slave. Also, I don't believe it was a real account. It was probably written in ballpoint pen. which was uncommon at the time around World War II.
That's a fun fact.
Just saying.
Thanks.
I don't believe. I don't believe all the Nazi propaganda. I don't believe all the commie propaganda. All right, yeah. Do they take some nuggets of truth sometimes and make a point? Sure, but I don't believe when they go, yeah, man. I read these accounts from people officially through the Russian government that were like, no, this gulag's totally cool. I love how I'm relearning things, like not stealing and being a good boy. Please let me go.
That past life, and he said capitalism made me a thief because when there's poor people there's going to be crime. He said I went to the Belmore Canal and I worked, and he became a shop worker, which is what they call the leading worker. Whoa. People who always met the quota and exceeded the quota,
And also used cattle prods to shock other people into doing their jobs.
Can you imagine this guy one day working at just digging a hole, how quickly he would fucking just crumble?
He'd be gassed in about 12 minutes.
Yeah, immediately.
He'd be physically breaking down after about hour 3.
These people...
And he'd be dumped in the Bala Canal.
Yeah, these people make this world, this fucking digging canal world, see a world that they would never survive and seem like utopia. I think that's so silly to me. It's like, you wouldn't be able to live in this. I wouldn't either, but I'm not the one pretending like, well, this guy actually wrote a letter and he said it was pretty dope.
and like people came from America to work in the Belmore Canal.
No, they didn't.
For the Soviet project, for the communist project.
No, they didn't.
Wow. It's a beautiful thing. And the gulags became a lot more political as they went on.
It was a tool. It was like a boogeyman.
You know what? We have more people in prison in this country right now than Russia did at the height of the gulag.
Preach.
May I?
Yes.
We are the largest and one of the most highly populated countries in the history of civilization. Russia has a ridiculously small fraction of the population that we do, and had even less so that, well, probably more because they were the Soviet Union. But again, a lot of countries with a lot of land, very sparsely, not densely populated other than a couple cities. Do you see the deception they use? Not a percent. We have more people in prison in this 330 million fucking plus inhabited country, not counting all the illegals. Russia still only has 50 million people now, Fergus McLeod's saying. Yeah. So yeah, guys, you want to hear a crazy fact? America has more people in prison than Russia, dude.
Even under the Soviet Union, it only had 100. That's all the other countries had 147 million. That's under.
And that's still nothing compared to us. Yeah, and that was spread out land.
We do. It's essentially slavery. Yeah. Disproportionate.
Oh, it is. Well, and there's no education.
No. I would like to see, maybe this is a little bit sadistic of me, call it what you want, but I would like to see the billionaires kind of thrown into an American gulag, so to speak.
I say that all the time.
Break rocks.
But build something concrete. So let's force them to build roads, rebuild our roads, rebuild our dams, rebuild our bridges.
Okay, so first off, even if you took every single billionaire in this, how many billionaires do we have in this country? That's not enough people to build one road in Florida. Like, it's not that many people.
And they're also all like old 80-year-old Jews, and they'll just drop dead in the first hour of work. So you can't do that.
Right. The last time that many Jews had to work was when they built the pyramids.
I definitely think that through one way or another, you see the people that are like really, really bleeding the system, like these corporations and shit. There needs to be a way to find a way to get them to pay something, to have some responsibility for the communities that they have their companies in. But like Royce said, you can't just take 80-year-old guys. Now get down there. They're going to be like, I need to use my oxygen mask all day or I die. You're like, we're not getting a road done, boys. But I do agree to a certain extent that there got to be a way to figure out when you have 10 guys that have like $1 trillion.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, we're not doing anything, but we're going to go to Africa and build solar panels. And you're like, what about Baltimore? Do something.
Force them to do that.
The capitalist center left for me. I'm like a Marxist-Leninist party in this country.
And Bernie's great. I mean, he's
He
center
really
left.
looks like Seth Rollins.
Yeah, he is the step in the right direction. That man is. I mean, it just fills me with so much joy what he's done.
What has he done?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Now I'm mad. What has he done? Name some successful bills that Bernie. That Bernie passed. No, I'll wait because maybe I don't know. What has Bernie done besides talk? Because Bernie does a lot of talking, you know. At the millionaires, at the trillionaires, we'll all hang. We know, fine. But what has he done? He hasn't done anything. In what right direction? He doesn't get pie in the sky dream. Sure, I mean, he's done stuff. He's praised the Soviet Union. He went on his honeymoon to the Soviet Union. He thinks Cuba's the bee's knees. He thought Venezuela was super awesome. But what has he done?
He was, honestly, he's always been a meme.
Bernie has signed yes to every war in the Middle East. Thank you, Amused Outsider. There you go. He's done something, right?
He's always been just a meme.
Bernie's done nothing. Bernie has absolutely done nothing. Now, look, a lot of people could say the same thing about Trump. What has Trump ever done? But Trump hasn't been in government his whole life, right? Bernie's been in government his entire adult life. Bernie has been in government one form or the other, yes.
Become president.
You're right. He's done that. Oh, you know what? You know what else Trump did? He didn't take shit from Hillary. He didn't bend over and take shit from Hillary. Unlike fucking Burr. I'm so done. You know, my wife likes me.
Yeah.
My wife thinks I'm pretty cool.
He is. Our children will be learning about this. I think so. And
Yeah, our children will be learning about this guy. He goes, Mommy, what was the name of that old man that got fucked in the mouth by the DNC? What was his name again? I forgot.
Yeah, Skeleton McFuckmouth. I don't know.
There he is. I don't remember. I think it was Barney Saunders, I believe, if I remember his name correctly. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Anyway, let's why don't we wrap up? I think we're done today.
Yeah, we're done.
Right?
We did it.
We did it.
We
We
did it.
did. We
6
did
o'clock.
it.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with
We
us.
did it. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I have some stuff to read here. We have a Jackadelphia says, afraid of getting coughed on and getting the virus. I don't see the big deal. Just be 6 foot tall.